Hey, welcome back to Yosha's Glory Channel. We're going to do the book of Amos. Everybody's heard of that book. We don't read it enough. Just turn to your Old Testament. It's in between all of the, what they call the lesser prophets. Of course, they're not lesser. But it's going to be the book of Amos. It looks like Amoc in the Sefer, which I'm reading from. But it's the same as your King James Old Testament. You can use the New International Version, whatever book you want to read by. The names will be a little changed. No big deal. You can read through that. God and Jesus in this book is called Yahuwah and Yahusha. Just like Yahuwah would be like Jehovah or Yahweh. Everybody has a different pronunciation. This book calls it Yahuwah. And here we go. The words of Amos, or Amoc, the words of Amos, who was among the herdsmen of Tekoa, when he saw, this is which he saw concerning Israel, or Yasharal, in the days of Uzziyahu the king of Yehudah, and in the days of Yaravam the son of Joash, who was the king of Israel, 2 years before the earthquake. So this happened 2 years before the earthquake, and he said, Yahuwah will roar from Sion, and will utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the habitations of the shepherds shall mourn, and the top of Carmel shall wither. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Damascus, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have threshed Gilad with threshing instruments of iron. But I will send a fire into the house of Chazael, which shall devour the palaces of Ben-Hadad. I will break also the bar of Damascus, and I'll cut off the inhabitant from the plain of Aven, or Aven, and him that holds the scepter from the house of Eden, and the people of Aram. The people of Aram shall go into captivity unto Kir, says Yahuwah. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity, to deliver them up to Edom. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof, and I will also cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod, and him that holds the scepter from Ashkelon, and I will turn my hand against Ekron. And the remnant of the Pelishtim shall perish, says Adonai Yahuwah. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Tsur, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant. They remembered not the brotherly covenant. But I will send a fire on the wall of Tsur, which shall devour the palaces thereof. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I'll send a fire upon Taman, which shall devour the palaces of Botzrah. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have ripped up the women with child of Gilad. For the children of Ammon, and for 4 problems that they've caused, 4 transgressions, the children of Ammon, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have ripped up the women with child of Gilad, that they might enlarge their border. But I will kindle a fire in the wall of Rabbah, and it shall devour the palaces thereof with shouting in the day of battle, with a tempest in the day of the whirlwind. And their king shall go into captivity, he and his princes together, says Yahuwah. Chapter 2. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Moab, and for 4 transgressions, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he burned the bones of the king of Edom into lime. But I will send fire upon Moab, And it shall devour the palaces of Kerioth, and Moab shall die with tumult, and shouting, with shouting, and with the sound of the shofar. Moab shall die with tumult, with shouting, and with the sound of the shofar. That's the ram's horn. And I will cut off the judge from the midst thereof, and will slay all the princes thereof with him, says Yahuwah. That's our Creator speaking. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Yehudah, and for 4. Listen, tribe of Judah, Yehudah, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have despised. They have despised the Torah of Yahuwah, and have not guarded his commandments. They've despised the Torah of Yahuwah, have not guarded his commandments, and their lies caused them to err, after the which their fathers have walked. But I will send a fire upon Yehudah, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem. Thus says Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Yasharal, Israel, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they sold the righteous for silver, and the poor for a pair of shoes, that pant after the dust of the earth on the head of the poor. In other words, the dust of the earth is simply dust, gold flakes. It's just dust to Father. They turn after that dust and go after it, and they'll sell poor people. They'll give them no justice. They'll do against them for money. That's Israel. There's a lot of people in this group. He's not going to turn away the punishment thereof, because they sold the righteous for silver, and the poor for a pair of shoes, just so they could buy things. They pant after the dust of the earth on the head of the poor, and they turn aside the way of the meek. And a man and his father, will go into the same maid to profane my holy name. And they lay themselves down upon clothing pledged, that was laid to pledge by every altar, and they drink the wine of the condemned in the house of their Elohim. Yet destroyed I the Emery before them, whose height was like the height of the cedars, and he was strong as the oaks. Yet I destroyed his fruit from above, and his roots from beneath. And I also brought you up from the land of Mitzrayim, that's Egypt, and I led you 40 years through the wilderness to possess the land of the Emery. I raised up your sons for prophets, and your young men for Nazarim. You know, the Nazarite is the one who doesn't cut his hair, and, you can read about that. Is it not even thus, O ye children of Yasharal, of Israel, says Yahuwah? Is it not so? But you gave the Nazarene wine to drink, and commanded the prophets, saying, Don't prophesy not. Behold, I am pressed under you, as a cart is pressed that is full of sheaves. That's sheaves of wheat. Therefore the flight shall perish from the swift, and the strong shall not strengthen his force, neither shall the mighty deliver himself. Neither shall he stand that handles the bow, and he that is swift of foot shall not deliver himself. Neither shall he that rides the horse deliver himself. And he that is courageous among the mighty shall flee away naked in that day, says Yahuwah. Hear this word that Yahuwah has spoken against you, O children of Israel, Yasharal, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Mitzrayim or Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Can 2 walk together except they be agreed? Will a lion roar in the forest when he has no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he have taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth, where no gin is set for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Shall a shofar be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahuwah has not done it? Surely Adonai Yahuwah will do nothing, but he reveals his secret unto his servants the prophets. The lion has roared. Who will not fear? Adonai Yahuwah has spoken. Who can but prophesy? Think about that last section, starting with chapter 3. Hear this word that Yahuwah has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, Mitzrayim, saying, You only, you alone have I known of all the families of the earth. Very peculiar people to him, very special. But what's he going to do? Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. And listen to this. He walks with us day in and day out. He knows our hearts. He knows our souls. He knows our thoughts. Listen to what he says here. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Will a lion roar in the forest when he has no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he have taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no gin is for him? Like, if he's walking with us, why is he talking about traps, snares? If he's walking alongside us and knows our thoughts, like he just said, two walking together, they are agreed. Well, if he's walking with us, where are these snares and traps coming from? Well, let's find out. Shall a shofar be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city? Here's where you're going to find out. Shall a shofar be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Of course, you got to read about what the shofar is about. It's an announcement. Listen to what he says. Shall there be evil in a city and Yahuwah has not done it? Think about that a minute. Shall there be evil in a city and God has not done it? Well, if God's doing all this evil and he's walking hand in hand with us, and there's a snare sitting there, if he's walking with us and there's a snare, where do you think the bad ideas are coming from? You got free will. You got to deny the wickedness of that temptation. He's trying to warn you, deny the wickedness of that temptation continually. Listen to what he says here. Surely Adonai Yahuwah will do nothing, but he reveals his secret unto his servants the prophets. And then listen to what he says here. The lion has roared. Who will not fear? Listen to this. Adonai Yahuwah has spoken. Who can but prophesy? Prophesying comes from the fact that he spoke that word. It does not return to him vain. So you can read that section over. It's chapter 3 in the book of Amos. I'll stop right there and let you digest that for a minute.